Welcome, it's SVPod. Stanford Steve in the building. Red at our feet. It dawned on me this morning. How is Roback not a sponsor of this show? Arguably the most famous Rhodesian Ridgeback is Otis, the dead Ridgeback, because of my obit to him. I mean, I don't want to overstate things, but that got some run.
Yeah.
Red's the official dog of this podcast. Steve loves the stuff. I can't wear the pants because I'm a circus freak height, but that's fine.
We're working on that.
I'm just saying, aren't they local-ish?
Yeah.
Charlottesville?
Yeah.
I mean, people like our pod. I'm not asking for merch. I'm just saying we move merch. I'm just trying to help.
Where are we at with that?
What?
Getting close?
Merch?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we're going to have the official opening of Pooptown. We've reached it's October.
No, it's September 30th.
This week is October. It's October. It's Pooptown is opening. I just don't want us to get to Thanksgiving.
Free rooms.
I don't know. Just I almost grabbed the that particular Roback shirt. I like it. Like the stuff. Good stuff.
It's the best.
I'm just right. Well, there he is. Look.
Speaking of, we got gear.
What's the gear?
From our friends, the Polian family. As our guy Brian is now at John Carroll University. And that's for you.
Oh, we got all kinds of swag.
Look at that alumni list. Your guy Kyle Brandt says John Carroll. What does he call it? NFLU?
Don Shula, London Fletcher, Nick Casario, Josh McDaniels, Greg Roman, Nick Cayley, Frank Ross, Tom Arth, Tom Telesco, Dave Caldwell, Dave Ziegler, Chris Polian. Wow. And this is some handsome swag.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for that.
ACU.
Bingo. Bingo, bango. Swag.
Bingo.
Working on some white Gucci's for you.
Whiteout's done.
Then we'll be in there.
Whiteout's done.
I'm not really doing that. Pooptown's coming. I just decided there's some truly horrible football teams. And after last night, flying home, it's like, we do this every year. And you make the point before it starts, like, it takes a month for anyone to get it, to figure anything out. And then there's some teams that just aren't ever going to figure it out. It doesn't appear.
Feels like it.
I love Aikman. He's just the best because he's Troy bleeping Aikman.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got this great sort of half smile all the time when you're talking with him.
Yep.
And he's just, if you'd have told young Van Pelt someday, hey, you're going to work with a guy and you're going to like him, I'd have been like, no. God,
that guy?
That prick in the cowboy hat? God, I hated him. And he's awesome. And part of the reason he's awesome is he says exactly what he thinks. He's like, this is a bad product. Cincinnati was horrendous last night. Horrendous. And there's just a bunch of bad football.
Mm-hmm.
The good football is incredible. You get these great top-tier teams head-to-head, and the games are unreal. But boy, is there bad football all over. Cincinnati's in Pooptown. They're in there. You can't get beat 76-13 in the 2 games after you lose Joe Burrow and look that bad in the process. So, I don't know. Last night's games were not great.
Did you need signs? There like fantasy implications?
No, I'm not mad at anything.
Going against somebody? Needed somebody?
No, none of this has nothing. We're spoiled when we follow great and entertaining games, and there's lots of that. But like that Bengal game was just, I don't know, like 4 games in to have. Well, if we can get remember we were talking, you just hang in there.
We'll they're there. 500. They just got to be 500.
Well, they are.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say. You got way too much talent to be in this spot. Just those last 2 games, once is an accident, twice is a trend. That's the great Chris Berman. 3 times is a problem. 3, 3, 3, 3. This 3 was the giveaway in Inglourious Bastards. You like that movie?
Yeah, I did like that one.
Holy smokes.
That was an intense scene, too.
There's lots and lots of intense scenes. Buongiorno.
That'll get you watching movies again. There's good ones out there that you would like.
There's a lot of stuff I'd like. Got to carve out the time.
Yeah.
We got a couple of 4-0 teams, Steve. Buffalo and Philadelphia. Now, I find it interesting. The Buffalo's teams that they've beaten are a combined 2-14. You can only play who you play. I look at their schedule. They do play Philly and they do play Kansas City. Okay. But beyond that, there's not a ton of heavy lifts for them.
Tampa.
Yep. There's Pittsburgh in there. But there's just AFC East isn't much, and I think they're just going to cruise throughout this season. I mean, Miami was close-ish. They was competitive in that Thursday night game. The Saints were actually hanging in there.
They took the lead, and then that play got reviewed.
Yeah.
I thought it was a catch live.
I did too. Saints. There's different 4-0s and there's different 0-4s. The Saints, they showed some fight after they looked horrible against Seattle.
Okay.
You got to go to Seattle and go to Buffalo. That's a rough back-to-back for a team with a young quarterback that don't have a lot going, first-year coach. They competed on the back end of that first one. I admire that. I admire the fight.
Rattler, 2-quarterback league?
Don't have him?
No. He's
out there. He's better than he was last year.
No doubt.
Let it bake. It's
impossible for people to do.
I get it. The reason I bring up Buffalo's record versus the team's record that they've beaten is Philly's played 3 straight playoff teams, okay, from a season ago in the Chiefs, the Rams, and the Buccaneers. And we keep doing these segments on Countdown, and I'm interested in your perspective because, again, you've been so much more involved in it at a level just below these guys' level. If you're 4-0, I assume that's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
And yet it was interesting. That's 2 interestings already.
Come on.
The perspective that Jason Kelce shares, clearly knowing that room, he wasn't saying there are problems, but 4-0, of course, that's all that matters. And yet, not one completion in the second half of a football game against Tampa Bay. They've been outgained through 4 games by more than 250 yards, which, okay. A.J. Brown got paid a ton of money. He's got one more catch for the season than Puka had in the game Sunday. Saquon's got like 85 yards the last 2 weeks combined. So there's this notion of at some point might you get got. But I ping pong back to the other side and I say, well, in 1 year, they haven't lost a single game that Jalen Hurts started and finished. Organizationally, I think they know what matters, and I don't think that your fantasy football team and the star player stats ultimately make no difference. A.J. Brown can send out cryptic tweets. Wide receivers and cornerbacks, we know they can be divas and they get in their feelings. You got a Rolls Royce and you earned it. I come back to, in the end, none of the other numbers matter.
You mentioned the competition, but on the other side, you have the total opposite in Buffalo and what they've faced. Jason's very, very close to that situation.
Correct.
Very close. And knowing how much of a perfectionist he was as the quarterback of the offensive line, he is looking at things as a very, very, very hard grader. He wants it to be great. Why? Because on top of that, you see Barkley going for 80, Barkley going for 70. We haven't seen that this year. And people just expect, because he did it last year, he's going to do it again this year. You know, plenty of time in the offseason. Hey, when these running backs get to this age and this, there were plenty of things that said it wasn't going to happen again.
Well, 2,000-yard seasons are pretty rare.
Exactly, but we get bought into it, and everybody thinks it could just happen again. It's really hard. Think about how many long runs he busted out last year to get there.
Never ending.
Yeah. So it's not pretty, which makes people frustrated. And then obviously the Eagles are thrown in our face every single way possible. So you're going to have an opinion, and now it's getting to the point of the Chiefs where you like them or you don't.
Yeah, and they have a play that they love, don't blame you, and everyone else hates. I understand it. Any team that wins a lot, that then has a play that's, I don't know about all that, then you add Philly to the mix.
Exactly. Perfect storm. So I go back and look at, you had the Jalen Carter fiasco to start the season, right? So then he doesn't play that game. You are up against it, and plenty has been made about A.J. Brown. He wins the Rams game for you in the second half.
Yep.
Then you have last week where you just dominate the first half, and it's like, you know what? Let's get out. We're up 3 scores at half.
Totally agree. That's the game script that followed was they jumped Tampa Bay. Now, Tampa Bay's game script has been we'll figure out in the last seconds of the game 3 straight times how to win it, and they damn near tied it. They had opportunities. They just weren't able to. But that's what a good team does. What a great team does. We don't give a shit. After 60 minutes, are we ahead? Yeah, let's go back to Philly 4-0.
Correct. And, you know, they run the ball effectively when they had to. Their defense is still going through it. There's a lot of youth on that back end.
A lot of talent, too.
Yeah, and they got the job done. Would you rather be at the bottom of the NFC East? No. It's just we overanalyze this league and this team so much where it's just like, guys, I mean, we do it. We do a podcast twice a week. One of them's really talking NFL. We don't touch the NFL on Saturdays. And I find myself, am I going to say this again? Am I going to repeat myself again? You know what? Let me try and say something different. Or am I going to put the tape on and think something different so I have something different? And everybody in the world's, got their opinions on it. So I try and stay away and make my own assessments. I think it's a damn good win to go to Tampa and win, knowing what that team's capable of. And, they were down a couple guys, whatever you want. We're going to get into injuries, I'm sure. So I have zero. The Eagles, here's the one thing I will say that makes this different, and that's why the NFL is one of one. As this season moves on and then we get into the tournament, you don't have to beat them 4 out of 7. Takes once.
Yep.
And then everybody gets bought into, can we go to Philly and win? Can we go there? Field's the field. So that's what everybody has in. On the Bills side, they got to lose a game. You don't want all this. With knowing what the goal is, you don't want that added thing. If there's one thing that has torn teams down,
it's the 0 on the right-hand column.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear you.
And
they'll lose a game.
Maybe they should just throw a game at home.
Steve's advocating that the game is thrown. I'm going to go ahead and say don't do that.
Okay.
I think the universe will handle it on its own. As Ryan Clark said last night about Green Bay's defense against Dallas. Sometimes it happens. You just have a night. Dak's playing at a really high level. Sometimes you just have a shitty night on defense. And it happens. It'll happen to Buffalo, I imagine. They're really good. I can understand that they're really good. Josh Allen's insane. And also understand they haven't played great teams. They played one really good team, that's Baltimore. They stole a win, and all credit to them for how they did it. Mm-hmm. As just to close it out on Philly, the highest compliment we can pay you is doing what we're doing, which is this forensic analysis every week of your games where we're trying to find something wrong with 4-0.
Exactly.
That's the highest compliment we can pay you in our business. We've done it for years with Kansas City, where all they did was win, and we're like, yeah, but. A lot of yeah, but. The A.J. Brown thing, I think what's worth framing it, the numbers that are worth using to frame that, is he's been targeted 28 times. And we did show some video last night, which is a lot. He's in that group with Collins and Jefferson and Chase and guys that they're throwing to him a bunch. He only has 14 catches. Like, Puka's target and catch rate is like 80-something%. A.J. Brown's 50. But then we showed the video of the targets, and so many of them are just these sort of desperation throws where he really doesn't have any room to do anything. And all the guys that are on our crew they all like hoop as well. And in basketball, if you got to score, you just run a clear out, give them the ball. Get a shot. Put it on the deck, go to the rim, go to the line. You can see the ball go in the bucket. There's ways that you can game the game to just make sure you get some touches and get a bucket and get in the flow. Receivers, you got to throw it to them. But you got to throw it to Brown. I don't care if you throw him a bubble screen. Just run somewhere where the big fella's got it, and then he's, all right, now I got to touch. And Larry Fitzgerald, Hall of Famer, said, hey, I'm just going to tell you, when I touched it early, I became a much more willing blocker.
Oh, yeah.
I became a much more invested teammate. And he said, he's admitting that, not that he was selfish, but it's the DNA of a receiver. All right, I touched the pill. All right, I get us a first down. I get a chunk play, whatever it is. All right, I'm out here. I'm in it. I'm a more invested blocker. I thought that was really, really fascinating to learn from one of the all-time greats at his position. So anyway, I think it doesn't matter, but there's stuff you got to manage because with all that success, a lot of spotlights, a lot of ego. It's hard to keep everybody happy, but as long as the left-hand number grows each week and the right-hand number doesn't, you should be happy. Who's the best team in the NFL? One of those two?
Yeah. I want to say the Rams, but they lost to Philly.
Yeah, but that game was stupid.
But they lost.
They did, and Philly's defense kept them in it. There were chances for them, for LA to get the knockout. I'll tell you who looks scary these last few weeks. Detroit. We saw him in person bully Baltimore. That week one loss in Green Bay feels like 100 years ago. I think Detroit's serious. By the way, Cincinnati, off of last night's horrific display, gets Detroit this week. So there's a happy little present for you.
Yeah.
I think the Lions, best thing that happened, no. I think it was just an immediate opportunity for them to see, all right, that Green Bay team's serious. The dudes that are gone. We're still just fine. Beat the crap out of the Bears. Big win against Baltimore. And then Cleveland. So Cleveland, you're supposed to beat them. They did.
Mm-hmm.
That Baltimore win, though, it came against a team I picked to win the Super Bowl. They're 1-3, and they are banged up. And I said this to you last night somewhere, flying to New York or back. By the way, how about that? How about that couch blanket combo?
I could have laid there all night.
Big man never racks on planes. I look back on the flight home late, and my man was out.
Couldn't fall asleep though. I was just comfy.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
I
out.
just wanted to know what it always felt like to lay down on a plane.
Well, you did.
It was good.
Shout out to Flyhouse. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Somewhere along those trip, I said, I think Baltimore is in trouble. And I have made this abundantly clear through the years. Steve Bisciotti and Ozzie, DaCosta, Harbaugh, I couldn't have more respect for that entire setup. They're 1-3, and they are so beat up on defense. And now Lamar's hamstring, I don't think he just tapped out of a game. I don't know, man. I don't know. They played 3 good teams. They lost to all of them. I think this season is teetering here. And I don't ever feel that way about them.
But you would lean towards them making the playoffs.
Yeah, but I entered the season thinking that was a given and thinking that how could they not? That would never not happen. Now I think it could not. I think they got a problem.
There's a lot of problems out there. Obviously, health is number one. Last year, they were the most healthy team, stayed healthy, and they had a great season. And now they're up against it because of the record you mentioned and the injuries and the injury to 8. If 8 can't go, we know what that thing has looked like. It's almost to the Dolphins level when Tua doesn't play. He's that dynamic and evasive, but I just they got manhandled by the Chiefs. And we talk about bad football and bad product. There are steps being taken with the Chiefs that people better watch out because, yes, the Ravens don't have everybody on offense, but that was, to me, all Kansas City defense. And we continue to do it and talk about the stars they have on offense and the pieces, but that team has a defense that gets after your ass. And I'm talking about up front, tackling at the second level, coverage. Ravens didn't have guys open.
No, they didn't. And, I mean, every year we are going to bow at the altar of Spagnuolo, and with good reason. There were so many high-leverage moments there where they had Baltimore's entire offensive brain trust in a pretzel. Are we bringing pressure or are we dropping? Oh, we're dropping. No, we're actually bringing the house. Disguising coverages. You make the great point about just tackling at every level. Look, basic stuff doesn't get done well across the board in the NFL. So if you just start with the basic fundamental things, Belichick's line, do your job, those guys on all three levels of that defense do. And then you get back Xavier Worthy, and the point we've tried to, I think, make, again, abundantly clear, whether it's on SportsCenter or on Countdown or here, we know that when you get back Rashee Rice, who's a wide receiver 1, you get back Xavier Worthy, who is as fast a human as there is in a league, it's going to look different, and it immediately looked different. So, Chargers drop one against an 0-3 Giant team. You had all this money in your back pocket. Well, you start spending some, and here come the Chiefs. And like I think it was Ryan Clark said last night on Countdown, he's like, "Man, y'all went and messed around and let the Chiefs get right."
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that official obits were being written, but at 0-2, we hadn't seen that before. Chiefs are just fine, obviously.
Yeah.
That game someone was going to leave 1-3, but Baltimore didn't just leave 1-3. They left 1-3 and banged up. And Kansas City looks healthy and looks great. So all of a sudden you put a giant arrow up next to their name with good reason. And with Baltimore, I just feel it's reasonable to say there's concern that I certainly didn't have even last Monday before when we drove up to Baltimore. I'm like, all right, you get this dub, you'll be good. They dropped them both. Now they come home and play a Texans team that they've seen a bunch in the last couple of years, regular season and playoffs. So Kansas City, my card just says looks better. No shit, Scott. Thanks for the insight.
Just different. We mentioned it with Baltimore and Detroit. Lamar's a lot different when he's on the ground. And Detroit,
what a great line.
And Detroit got him on the ground barely a couple times, but it was third downs. Yeah. And then Kansas City just was coming from every direction. He had there was 1 4th down. He throws the ball out of bounds to the Chiefs sideline. He has no idea who's coming or what. So, the great ones are evasive and have an answer. They didn't have answers, and the Chiefs just kept bringing it. I look at Bateman's a guy that's, got open, and Flowers is shifty. Andrews is still there. They fed Flowers and Andrews early on, and then poof, it was gone. So
their first drive 7-0, and you think, here we go. But Chiefs were excellent. Chiefs were excellent in that game. I like Seattle. Do you think they're good?
Yeah.
You love their defense, right?
I love their head coach and their defense.
And there's a Baltimore link to Seattle, as we mentioned. Mike McDonald obviously was the guy in Baltimore when they had historic defense in terms of like yards against and turnovers and all of that stuff. They had a big lead and then ended up having to pull a rabbit out of the hat late to beat Arizona. Sam Darnold's a guy that I'm just going to always root for. Kind of like Baker, right? Baker was the number 1 pick. Sam's the 3rd pick.
Humbled really fast.
Doesn't go well in New York for him. Like, it didn't go great. It went better for Baker in Cleveland for a little bit, but then wheels fall off. And then Baker's found his forever home, clearly in Tampa Bay. And Sam maybe in Seattle, but I think they're good.
Yeah.
I think that division's excellent. Because Arizona at 2-2, maybe they're the last place team, but the game last week where Kyler and the offense looked bad, he's the kind of guy that in the blink of an eye, it can turn around. Marvin Harrison makes a catch after everybody on the internet decided he sucked at football. They tie it.
That rule?
Pardon me?
Kickoff rule?
Yeah, where it's short of the 20.
Get it basically at the 50?
40-yard line. That's, dynamic kickoff, Steve. Get on board.
Every time
great division.
You watched the 4-box early on. I got home Sunday, put it on. I do a double take every time when I'm watching it. When your kickoff happens on your TV and the camera goes, and I'm like, oh shit, that screen's frozen.
Because of the line?
Every game, every time there's a kickoff, it gets me.
You hate it.
Yeah. As a former wedge setter that got pummeled time and time again, and I will never know the math of what it's taken off of my life and my shoulders and my neck. Yeah, I still wish we had it because it was some all-time feelings, mentally and physically. There's a sense of, looking down the barrel. We had wedge setters and you had wedge busters. And it was on every single time. And let me tell you, watching film of the great Steve Gleason for a week, knowing that he was Washington State's wedge buster, and I'm at, 245, setting that wedge for our guys. Boy, you want to talk about some sleepless nights, man. And then I remember a time being at Oregon where we got 63 put on us.
I remember you talking. Wasn't it?
That's 10 kickoff returns, Scott.
That's what I remember. I thought it was that or Texas where there were lots of kickoffs.
Oh yeah, Texas. We were going down by flies. I might have lined up a returner one time. We were going down. Little Texas heat got us week 1. No, but fourth quarter, they're still scoring. They're playing everything, and the ball's going over your head, and it's like, please be a touchback. Please, not another one. Those are real, but it's all gone now. And
see, that's a very different reason to wish they still did it. You want others to go through what you went through. The league wants it to be a play, but they don't want the risk of what you're describing. Here comes the wedge buster, and here's the wedge setter. They don't want that because the injury risk is enormous.
How can we ever have a returner in the Hall of Fame again?
You won't,
right?
Never.
Taken. And I think of those guys, those are your third down. Are rosters going a different way? I don't know.
I'll say this, though, while we're on the subject of it. Look, the plays work for what they want. There are way more returns now. It's actually a strategic thing. You got a 20-yard deal to land it in. You don't want to kick it. If the kicker threads the needle exactly right, then you got to start at the 20. And it happened against someone late in a game where they needed a score to tie. Mm-hmm. And think about the massive difference. I'm trying to, what game was that? Maybe it was the Green Bay game. Somebody needed a score, and the kick, I think I got it right. I think it was Aubrey did it, no, not surprisingly, exactly right, so that Green Bay was backed up against its 20. Think about the 20-yard starting difference for Seattle because the Chad Ryland kick was just a fraction short of the landing zone. So it's very penal.
Is that a word? Penal?
They said penal. Penalizing. But go ahead.
I just want to say, I don't want to get lost in the fact there has been an abundance of improvement in the kicking game.
Yeah.
Punters and kickers. We talk about NFL accuracy. You got to have that trait. These guys are incredible, man.
I agree.
It's nuts watching what people do. Our guy that's a spotter, Blackie, that does for Fowler. He does the Manning cast. He's a former kicker at Boise State. He's great on Instagram. He goes out every game and videos punters and kickers, and I usually stand out there with him. So I was like, what do we got? He knows everybody. And obviously being around Pat with game day, the idea of a punter. And we used to just have cover 1 was the outside the left hash, cover 2 was the middle of the field, cover 3 was the right hand. So you never wanted to kick cover 2, right? Because your punt team's coming down. But the way these guys blast it now, and then you're talking about getting the ball inside the 10, and like they could get it inside the 10. Hey, give me out of bounds right side inside the 10. Boom.
It's video game stuff.
It's really, really is crazy. So that on top of taking away the returner it's made it one-sided. And for me, like I'm watching tape again, like it's a fast forward now. I don't even.
That's interesting.
I don't watch it. So I do. The kickers are unreal.
The McManus kick late in that Dallas game, and I made the point on SportsCenter. I said, don't be numb to the fact this is a 53-yard kick, which not terribly long ago, when you'd say that, was like, wow, this is a long one. You're not likely to make it. McManus truly was a video game. It never left the center
Off
post.
the ground. No tees.
McLaughlin for Tampa Bay made a 65-yard kick outside on Sunday against Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Natural grass.
Exactly. That's off. Speaking of natural grass.
Yeah.
The turf in MetLife, to say, claimed another victim. I'm just quoting the players that I talk to that universally say that particular surface, they don't like it. And Neighbors, you lose Malik Neighbors, and Tyreek Hill goes down, and let's make the point, that was on natural grass. Injuries happen on any surface. It's a violent game. But the talk among players that would know, who have actually been in the arena itself on that field, to a man, just say it's awful. And I understand that when it's a 2-team venue and the amount of use it gets to maintain a grass surface has got to be a lot. But for a league that does every single thing it can to try to protect players, they'll say that the studies don't show. And again, they could say, hey, look, Tyreek Hill hurt himself and it was gruesome. Yes, and that sucks. But when a surface seemingly is, no, not seemingly, when a surface is universally panned by the players who play on it, look at the surface and ask yourself, well, what can we do? Well, they changed it a couple years ago. Well, the injuries keep happening. And if you made it grass, would injuries continue? Of course. Just like there's still going to be people that get injured on kickoffs because you can't legislate out contact and things that happen. I hear that a lot about that one particular surface. And it's better than it was. I mean, hearing Swag say, man, he said, when I got to Dallas, we played on concrete. And he said, you couldn't even see the other team on the other side of the field because the pitch in it. So it's better than it was, but a league that's really doing better by its players, it seems that that's a topic worth investigating. Don't know the cost. You guys have got the dough.
Yeah, I didn't know what the rain was in Miami because I was kind of taken aback by how wet it was for the Miami-Florida game.
Even after the rain, how it stayed slick, right?
Like,
it's a slick surface.
I think it affected Beck and Lagway throwing the football, being there in person. And then last night, I mean, it's the first kickoff, and the returner comes down, he slips, making a cut. Jets guy comes back, he slips. So that caught my eye early on, and I guess we're never going to show injuries on broadcasts again.
I remember vividly Ellicott Hall, University of Maryland, Joe Theismann on Monday Night Football, and Lawrence Taylor broke his leg in half.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw it 100 times. I personally can't. I don't do it. I don't watch it. I saw a still picture of Tyreek's leg. I wish I didn't.
Yep.
Do you think that they should show it?
There's an angle where you could show it where it doesn't show the grotesque idea of it, but as a guy who dislocated his elbow and
on television,
live on television, and seeing it snap, I have a totally different view. I missed it live, and then I'm like, I'm not going to go on Twitter because they're not going to show it, and then there's just going to be stills. But like we have gotten so sensitive, it's pretty amazing to me, and I don't.
I think maybe the moment.
If we're not going to show that, but like for the Notre Dame Texas A&M game, we're going to show the kid who dropped the hold 74 times, and then we're going to show the kid who had the holding call on the kickoff return 74 times on the sideline.
But that's game context. Like that's specific to
I know,
the
but
outcome.
we don't need to show him 74 times.
All right.
The tackle for Oregon gets the personal foul tonight. They show him 10 times. Like, what are we trying to do here? Like, the game's moving on.
I think that's fair. There's a number between 0 and double digits.
That's all.
But I think that remember the horrific Kevin Ware thing from Louisville where his leg, like literally you saw his bone of his leg. I think that was the moment where people were like, okay, we're that doesn't.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Don't need to do that.
Basketball's totally different too.
Well, sure, you're not covered with. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
It was the man's leg was truly. I just can't even think about it. So, some breaking news here as we speak on that. Going back to the Baltimore topic. This doesn't surprise me. 2 games and then the bye for Baltimore. Looks like Jackson's going to miss those 2 games. Baltimore Sun. I would give credit to whoever reported first. I like to try to do that. I don't know who it is. I'm just seeing it on my timeline.
Careful with that stuff.
What?
Who's first? Who's not? You don't want to get in that business.
Well, no, I understand. I'm just trying to. It's you try to acknowledge whoever it is.
Yeah.
Here's Brian Wacker, who covers the Ravens for the Baltimore Sun. Sources say hamstring injury, likely to miss Sunday's game. And then with another game following the Texans, who they have after the Texans. It goes Texans at Rams, then the bye.
Home, 2 home games. Home Houston, home Rams.
Okay, both those are in Baltimore, and then a bye, and then at Chicago.
And the Red Hot Bears.
No, that's home as well. I'm not doing a good job with the home and the where. It doesn't really matter. What matters is if you don't have Lamar, you're 1-3. Okay.
Does Boomer have a nickname for Cooper Rush?
Cooper Gold Rush. I don't know if that's true.
You just made it.
I just made one.
Sources.
Scotty. We'll be right back. That's man. Good gaggly goo. I got so many fantasy implications. No one cares. I actually apologized to Cortland Sutton last night, which the only reason I did is because
Mr. Scott.
Hey, yeah,
he called you Mr. Scott.
Hey, everybody, they call Lisa Salters Miss Lisa. I'm happy to be Mr. Scott. He couldn't be a more charming guy. Great, just always great smile and a fun conversation. But all these guys do is get shit from fans. They yell at him about fantasy. Right? Jamar Chase last night had a bad night. And I'm sure he's thinking, I'm real sorry your fantasy team lost. My real life team had 1,000 penalties and scored 3 points. Please don't tell me about your fantasy team. So I took the opportunity because no one else would have this. Because of my job, I get to tell this guy who was on my bench last week and I lost because of it. This is the opposite. I'm actually saying, I'm sorry I didn't start you, and I paid the price. You're great. I won't make the mistake again. And he was, because he's fun and happy, particularly after a win where he scored a touchdown. He was great, and I think he said, "Yeah, somebody just told me they lost because of that." I'm like, "Yeah, I would never do that. If I lost because of him, I would never tell him that." I just felt like it was a human moment to say, "Hand up, that's my bad." Still lost last night, even though he was great, but that's neither here nor there. No one cares about fantasy football. That we know. Is Jacksonville good? We're going there next week. Jacksonville 3-1. Big road dub against San Francisco.
How about Liam Cohen and Saleh, dude? I don't know if you want to say that to that man.
Saleh?
Yeah.
No, I know you don't. That was the classic lunchroom, wait till you're on the other side of your friends, and then you raise your voice, man. That is such a weak move. You walk right by him. If you really wanted to say it, you could have said it then. But you were over here, and now there's some people. Now you start with the name in your mouth. Come on, dude. Come on.
Oh boy. That was. Oh man.
Because see, Saleh, you don't want to fight that man.
You think there's something to that sign stealing stuff?
Of course I do. I think of course there is. within reason, every team is trying to get your signs. There's a reason why we've got these boards and we've got dummy signals, because if you're not trying to figure out the other team's signals, then you're failing to do your job. Mm-hmm. And if they can figure out your signs, then get better signs. As long as you're not doing what the Houston Astros did, and as long as you're not going to the lengths that Michigan apparently went to, then fair play. So
no drumsticks or buckets.
I think that's probably draw the line at that.
A little huddle.
Not for nothing.
Works for Ryan Day against Venables.
Well, I think Saleh saying it out loud means that everybody in the league believes that. In the same way that, like, what was the story before TCU played Michigan in the playoff? Was TCU...
They had them.
TCU got the word, hey, just so you know, Michigan's, they watch how they react against Ohio State. They know every play before it's happening. So they've got all your stuff. So TCU huddled up, changed stuff. That was
dummy calls.
That was a wild game.
Quentin Johnston, long touchdown.
So if you're going up against Jacksonville, and by the way, I'm taking issue with the post game, the way that fake squabble happened.
Mm-hmm.
I have no issue with Cohen and Jacksonville trying to get your signs if that's what they're actually doing, because again, as long as you're not going to illegal measures with, cameras and spy technology, then it's all fair play.
Yeah.
Right.
It was very compelling.
I agree with
video.
that.
But like to your point, walking past, and then he also has his left tackle Walker Little right in the middle.
That's what I'm saying.
It was.
That's what I'm saying. Once you've got a bodyguard,
it was like he was drawing up a 3rd and 10.
I just want to tell you something.
You know what? Post game, guys, we're going to do this.
I just want to tell you something. I might have been the guy that was Liam Cohen, Steve, that lipped. I have some very big friends, and that might have been me. I might have been the guy that would be like, all right,
hey, follow me.
We got enough collateral damage between me and that guy over there. Let me give him the what for over here. So I can relate. In retrospect, I look back at myself and I take inventory and go, that wasn't the boldest maneuver. His rep is pretty good play caller. He's unlocked ETN, who they moved Tank Bigsby to Philly.
Yeah.
ETN's been really, really good. Had a 124 and a touchdown. He's still trying to get Thomas going in the passing game, but whatever. I mean, they're 3-1, and they come home for a Monday nighter with Kansas City coming in. So, in a division
Jacksonville's going to be jumping
on fire.
Cannot wait to be there.
North Florida, stand up.
Hey, what's that? Is that his name? Duval, the maniac mascot that flies
No, that's
down?
Jackson DeVille, dude.
Oh, sorry.
We'll see him. Probably come in and
I think it's the same guy.
said hello. I don't know. I don't know.
Can we talk about Sunday night?
What?
Tie.
Of course. What do you want?
What are you thinking watching live?
That Dallas and Dak are on one, and he's really good. And even without CD, he's really good, playing at a really high level. Green Bay's defense had a lousy night. The game totally flipped when Dallas scored. Green Bay, with not a lot of time, decided to be aggressive. You get a strip sack and an immediate score.
Oh, that was horrendous. Flipped the 2-point, the extra point blocked, and that.
Mike Tirico, who's brilliant on anything he does, was really, really smart to point that out, both in the moment and then late, on how significant that is. That's a 3-point swing in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being 14-0, it's 13-2. So now you're 11 away, and then the touchdown, the strip sack, the immediate touchdown, and thoughts and prayers to any Green Bay first half bettors. That's a rough one. But then the whole second half was just no one could stop anybody. The game ended with 9 consecutive drives that had scores. I believe that was a record that we had for that stat on SportsCenter. Are you of the feeling that there shouldn't be a tie in anything?
Oh, that's a good one.
I feel like there should be a result.
I agree.
Now, do you keep playing football?
Yes.
See, that's what I think. That's what I think. And there's always and this soundbite, I think it was George Pickens, like, man, I didn't even know you could have a tie. It's always fascinating that the people that are actually in the competition are unaware of the fact that, okay, well,
to the end of the game, if quarterbacks have communication with the head coach and the head coach is telling Jordan Love the scenario, what the fuck happened? That was almost cataclysmic.
Well, LaFleur said it. He's like, look, that was really bad. And he's right. That's everybody and their mother is using the word clean operation. That's become the buzzword to show that you're a ball knower. It's a clean operation. I'm guilty of it. I just like saying it because it sounds funny. I'm not often accused of running a clean operation myself. But that was a pretty muddy last 25 seconds to have run one play, and I'm thinking, okay, you don't want to spike it because you don't want to waste a play. I get it. But you can't act like you have all the time in the world. If that ball bobbles even slightly, that hits zeros and you lose.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it didn't hit zeros in Irving, Texas is kind of incredible. They'd have had to review it and figure it out, but it was
fired.
Because, buddy, let me tell you, if I was on the clock, I'd have been running a clean operation. Zeros. See ya. That was horrendous. And I'll say this. When we're standing out there just waiting to go on and do our bit at Monday night, and it's chaotic, There's 22 dudes on a field. There's 80,000 people. You're not watching in a little box from your couch. You don't have everything right there for you to see. It's a hell of a lot easier to process it watching it, but it's your job as players and coaches to do a good job to manage it in the fog of war, and Green Bay didn't.
No, and I said with the communication, he has to be telling them we don't have a timeout at some point. And then he's not calling for a huddle. That's a signal to the receivers. I went back and watched it.
This?
Yeah, he's going like this for a signal. He's looking at his receivers.
Because when I saw this, and for those listening, I'm just doing the thing where I put my fingers together. You see that signal that they give. That to me means huddle up. I'm like, you can't huddle up. But that wasn't what he was saying.
Yes. And then when Love comes off the sidelines, you see LaFleur say, we didn't have a timeout. Might have been an adjective in there. But I'm like, LaFleur, what were you telling him in the communication process? Like, that's why we got these, to help. I mean, we've heard plenty of stories about it shuts off at 15 and you go from there, and now defenses move after the 15. But I would love to know what the communication was being sent into Love's helmet in that scenario, because he obviously was not with it and knowing the right answer. And then NBC had to cut the replay short to show the kickoff, the field goal live.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Because it was 2 seconds. You see the shot because they're trying to show it. It's like, I'm like, you can't miss this field goal. We need a tie.
And if you're Green Bay, you're lucky you got out of there with the tie. The tie.
I saw Tim talking about that with you after the game, because I just wanted more. Well, going back to, should there be a result?
Uh-huh.
Yes. And when we don't and we have ties, it should be a loss.
But
like we get all the time, as we start heating up, the tie works out better than losing. I hate that.
You shouldn't be penalized for a game you didn't lose.
Understood. But it should be docked somehow.
I need a solution. You can't just...
No ties.
Then keep playing football.
Correct.
But not college overtime.
Speaking of, we're getting close.
To?
Somebody's season ending on fucking 2-point plays.
Stupidest rule in sports.
I mean...
There's nothing stupider. Ghost runner in baseball.
I wanted it at the whiteout, though, just to, like, that would have been the dumbest scene ever. And that scene, the visual we talked about, we were that close.
Correct.
To getting it. And I think I told you this. We had our meetings commissioners come college football seminar before the year, and the ACC I was on for, and I asked Jim Phillips. I said, I get it with NIL. I mean, there's a million things on coaches and ADs, dockets, and commissioners. I was like, has the overtime come up at all? And he said no. The coaches under. I'm like, man, this is going to be horrible. They have to get rid of that college going to the 2-point plays after a second overtime.
It's a preposterous way to decide a game that has been that hotly contested for 60 minutes. Look, I don't like the overtime starting at the 25.
I understood. That's what I wanted to ask you.
That's the bigger.
So what do you say, 50?
50-yard line.
Okay.
50-yard line. Because with the evolution of the kicking game to the point that 50-plus yarders are way more routine than they used to be, my point has always just been that you should have to do something to be in scoring position other than take the field. You walk out on the field, and if you threw 3 incomplete passes, you attempt a 42-yard field goal. That's dumb. There's a reason the red zone channel started with the idea that if you were in the red zone, you're close to scoring. You start in the red zone, essentially. Start at the 50, and now you at least have to do something to be able to attempt a scoring play. I don't think that just makes sense.
With you.
And then the idea of as we've said.
The 2-point thing.
Hey, here we go.
It's coming.
Here's a carnival. If you make these 3 baskets, you can win the big panda. The ball's the size of a beach ball, and it's been overinflated. But if you can make it, then you can win the panda. That's what we're doing. Stupid. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be October in a couple days. Steve said you can't open Pooptown. The hell I can't.
It's your Pooptown.
You're correct. I am the.
Are you the mayor of Pooptown?
I told you. It was the title of the pod a couple of weeks ago. Slumlord of Pooptown.
Oh, okay.
They have a suite, a 1-bedroom, all alone on the penthouse level. The Tennessee Titans.
Pooptown!
Their number 1 pick, Cam Ward, said, if I'm going to keep it a buck, we ass. From ass, Pooptown. They are unwatchably horrible. Competed week 1 against Tennessee. It was close-ish against the Rams, but not really. Forget who they played week 3, but they got beat worse. I'm pretty sure I had them in a teaser. Yeah, Colts didn't get there. And 26-0 loss to the previously 0-3 Houston Texans. The game ended with a decent amount of time on the clock. The Titans backed up against their own goal line, and they're just running it into the line. And all I could think, Steve, is it's late September. Boomer. And I really should be back at school. 40 uninterrupted years of Boom giving you Rod Stewart lines over football highlights late. It's late September. There's still 13 games to go. And this group with a rookie quarterback that drafted number 1 last year look like this, getting worse every week. Boy, are they bad. Pooptown.
Okay.
I know that Carolina beat Atlanta. I don't know how they did it. Speaking of shutouts, they shut them out week 3. But they went to New England and got absolutely smoked by a Patriots team that's not in the smoking business. Carolina Panthers, you are in Pooptown.
Wow, with a win?
Yes. I can only put in winless teams.
I'm just saying, 4 weeks and you got to win.
If you want to compare the effort and the New Orleans Saints against an undefeated team versus Carolina's against New England, week-to-week league, I get it. I think the New Orleans Saints have to be in by virtue of a 0-4 record, but I'm not. You're not signing a lease. I think you're just crashing on the couch. You're crash couch.
We click on the Saints schedule, please.
You're couch crashers, but you're not staying here.
Oh, big one.
They got Giants, Patriots coming up.
You could win 3 in a row.
See, let me ask you about the Giants, because I'm not going to put them in there because they won, sure. But everybody,
just because we were in New York, they all got in your head.
That's not true. But you're going to make this, like the Jackson Dart thing, the energy's different. I get it. And they beat a 3-0 team. But the defense was as impressive to me as anything. Like, what did Dart do that was like, wow, look at these throws? When he ran it up the middle, I'm like, here we go again. You Giant fans that came for my neck about Daniel Jones when he beat Tampa Bay.
It's dimes.
You all were coming for my head. Hey, Van Pelt, you dumb fuck. What do you think about Danny Dimes now? I don't know. Did I miss the parade? Hey, fucko. What do you got to say about Dimes now, you bald-headed bitch? This New York guy's really hostile. Sorry for all the cussing. But that's what was being said to me on the bird. I'm all for him being good and making them more interesting, but like he threw for 100 yards or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's great now. Look, you guys want to have a parade for the Italian guy from Bloomfield.
Cutlets.
Him. Let's see how you do against the Saints, who I don't think are bad. Or as bad as...
Okay, so the Giants with Dart are not in Pooptown.
I guess not. The Jets are.
Pooptown.
We're fumbling. We're turning it over.
Not a clean operation.
It was not a clean operation. I think Samini said last night, loud voices being heard from inside the locker room. I think it's Aaron Glenn.
Pretty sure it's Aaron Glenn
screaming at his team. He went into the locker room and they were getting the ball coming out. It was a 7-point game. And he's like, all right, we just got to tighten this up. Stop getting so many penalties. Stop turning the ball over. Very first possession, they turned the ball over. And then they fell behind by 2 scores, and they weren't going to erase it. I'm not as emphatic about them.
That Buccaneers loss broke them. Because you return a kick, you're supposed to win.
I guess, but the Baker Mayfield experience, I mean,
yeah.
God, that guy's so much fun to watch. Baker. He's running around, trying to make plays. Jahad Campbell, I think, is the guy that got the pick to beat the rookie out of Alabama. Got so many dudes on that defense. Cincinnati, they have 2 wins. That feels like I said earlier they're in Pooptown. The only team.
Look at that division.
I understand. There's 2 teams that are in there right now for sure, and that's Tennessee and Carolina. Carolina's. I don't know how they did it to Atlanta, but they did. I mean, does a shutout win one Sunday erase the rest of what you are putting out there on tape? No. So I'm gonna, and I guess the Jets are too because they haven't won a game and the operation isn't clean. I'm not. Slumlord doesn't. I don't want to overburden our facility at the moment. Looking around, the Giants, I don't know if they're good. They're happy for a week. Good for you. We'll see about Dart. They play the Saints. Is that what we just said?
Giants, Saints.
You know what? Like winner takes all, like cage match, loser, direct to Pooptown. How about that?
Is that Brady and Burkhardt on that one?
I don't think so.
Giants, Saints? No.
I don't think that. But whoever gets that call, you're one of 14 people calling NFL games. So we're not,
If I have this right, I'm looking at live options to win divisions.
Yeah.
The Steelers are plus 200.
You're saying they're going to do it?
Yeah.
Is Lamar's hurt?
I mean, look, you're already a game up on the Bengals. You're 2 up on the Ravens.
Yeah, I know.
Lock it in.
Stanford Steve handing out little dubs on Podcast Tuesday.
It's out there.
We did a little of the Ryder Cup over the weekend. What a mess it was Saturday and people acting like idiots. And Sunday, America came back and made it close enough that it was scary for a minute. I give the American side credit. isn't surprising that when they went solo, the Americans played better, and it isn't surprising that when the Europeans didn't have their teammates, that they didn't play as well. Those guys they jive off one another. A lot of these videos that are coming out are like idiots heckling Rory. Like, why would you act like a complete dick and then put this out on social media as if it makes Rory look like the jerk for wanting to kick you out? Like, just people have lost the ability to have any sense of just decency and are becoming line crossers. Just don't. What are you doing? What are you doing? You think it makes the other person, it doesn't make them look bad. It makes you look like an idiot. Figure it out. But salute to Europe. They're great at the event.
What if they flipped it and started with the individual?
A lot of people have pointed that out.
Yeah?
It'd be really interesting. God, I said it again. It would change the whole dynamic. But I'm seeing all of these people talking about the U.S. Ryder Cup is broken. We must change the way we do it. Task force. You know how many times in the last this century, you know how many times this has been proposed? Every single time America loses. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. They're better at it than us. We're now at the point where we're like, Europe's a lot bigger than we are. We should get like all of North America. No, it's America against them. That's what it is. Forever, America dominated. Now they're dominating. The idea that you're going to get a group of people together that's like a corporation that's printing money. It's like the Cowboys. They're worth $12 billion, but they don't win. So is Jerry Jones sad or happy? I don't know what the PGA of America thinks about this. They probably just made a shit ton of money. Like, do you care that America keeps losing? I have no idea. But you can get a bunch of people in blazers around a big mahogany table somewhere and talk about, how are we going to fix this? There's no fixing it. There's no magic bullet here. Those guys like each other. They spend time together when they're at events in ways the American side don't. They just bond together better for a team event. Set the course up different? Yeah, I'm sure Keegan has regrets. He said as much. The setup was lousy. You could spin it out of the rough. It made no sense at all. That's a hard golf course. It wasn't hard at all. It wasn't, I'll say the word again, penal. Needed to be more penalizing. It just wasn't. So get that part right. Somehow stop Europe from making more every single putt they look out without acting like absolute bozos in the grandstands. But this task force thing, spare me. I've read it for 25 years. You're going to have to play better. There's no magic elixir here.
I did not want to be that guy. I was just throwing something out just from the dynamic
of what?
Of the tournament. I didn't want to be the guy that was second guessing and changing stuff because we lost. I give all the credit to Europe, but just throwing the idea of the individual. I feel like it should be 2 days of individual and 1 day of team.
It's a team event.
Okay.
I just think it would be far
Why
more.
don't we just go scramble?
1 man, 2 ball scramble?
It was basically played as a scramble. What was it? 9 under and 6 under? Like,
no, scores
were stupid.
They were impossibly good.
I didn't hear any of the PGA's guys saying what a 10 would have shot that weekend. Right?
That's a great point.
I didn't see any of that.
I think the drama of Sunday with the team dynamic would make it absolutely incredible.
Mm.
And the Americans, if they started with singles, they'd play with a lead. They'd start with a lead. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't.
It's actually just would create a totally different dynamic. But I mean, you could change anything theoretically, but I don't.
We need to get like another Ryder Cup, like Canada versus
there's
Australia.
I mean, there's the President's Cup, which these American guys have to play in the off years that the Europeans don't.
I think we play it too much.
Many suggest that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm way behind the curve. Sorry for dumb questions.
Like the Europeans don't have an off-year event that they play against some other continent. Americans are supposed to play this President's Cup, which doesn't have nearly the juice. So,
what else you got?
I don't know. I don't remember. get confused sometimes. What do you got? Anything?
No.
Where are you guys going this week?
Tuscaloosa.
Tallahassee, it would have been you. You guys lost to Virginia. So I think hopefully see Florida State down the road somewhere, potentially.
Yeah. Teams take care of that.
If you'd have told somebody not 5 years ago that Vanderbilt would be a place you went for a game day, it would have been scoffed at.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome. And we spent a lot of time on our call this week talking about how it's been built, and Clark Lee got laughed off the stage.
I was just going to say, remember,
years ago, SEC Media Day,
and talking about what
we're going to be the best program in the country, and it takes a lot because he believes it. And there's an awesome story. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to tell it, of Clark's best high school friend, this dude Barton Simmons. You would know the name,
of course.
Used to be a recruiting guy 24/7. He played football at Yale back in the day when I came home from college, and crossed paths once or twice. But when he got into his recruiting space and I started doing all the college football stuff, he told me he was going to go do this, and I'm super, super happy for him because those guys have a lot of self-pride. They're smart dudes, and they got it. And now in this day and age of, we've talked about Utah with Dampier and offensive coordinator, Oklahoma bringing Mateer and Arbuckle, the offensive coordinator. It's happened a bunch of other places, but Vanderbilt was the first one to do it with bringing Pavia and Coach Kill and Coach Beck. And it's to think that they were the trend in this madness of just pay. It's really, really cool. And they're a treat to watch, man. Pavia is a lot because the ultimate underdog and thinks he's the heavyweight champion, which I respect. But they are a pain in the ass of what they bring to the table offensively, and the way Bama plays defensively, they're going to cause the same problems. And we saw last year what happened when Bama didn't take care of the football and couldn't get off the field on third downs. And it has all the makings of an awesome matchup. And we should have a better crowd because it's 3:30 Eastern kick and not a night game in T-Town. So we'll be on the quad and ready to go. Get a little Chuck's Fish, maybe a little Innisfree, see Trip, and we'll be fired up.
Just want to run through a couple of these, if I might.
We got waiver wire?
40-35 last year in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 games prior that they played, the aggregate score was 147-3. 34-0, 59-0 in Nashville.
That was the one where the tackle, I think, said, "Bring on Bama."
55-3. Those were the 3 scores prior. Vanderbilt, 40-35 last year in Nashville. And the difference between that game last year and this game, beyond just the obvious venue, is that you will have their full and complete attention.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as great a story as it is, as much praise as I would echo for Clark Lee and how his group's done it, there's a very different I think there'll be a very different energy and focus on the Alabama squad and how they approach this game because you've earned their respect. And what comes with that is a steeper hill to climb because, they slept on you, I think. And now they know just how much of a pain in the ass Pavia is, how hard it is to get him off the field. Bama's a 10.5-point favorite in this one. I could see Bama being in winners. I just think, you poke the bear, you beat the bear, well, then the bear is coming for your ass. Okay. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
If I'll say this, if Vanderbilt they went to Blacksburg and they went to Columbia,
mm-hmm.
won both impressively.
Mm-hmm.
If they go to T-Town and win, then, buddy, it is a whole different deal. It is you're in uncharted waters. Beating them in your place, if it's a one-off, it was still cool. You go to Tuscaloosa and win this week. Uncharted territory.
Oh. Yeah.
So that's what comes with this particular game. Playoff baseball is on.
Hold on.
As we speak, I'm just looking down. Go ahead, what?
You're going to a game Saturday?
Snake Pit?
Undefeated?
Snake Pit. Yeah. I'll be out there.
Looks like a glorious day, too.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Maryland, I just want to tell you that one of the two of us really likes Washington. No. Stanford Steve told me.
I was impressed with what I saw from Washington on tape.
So was I.
I haven't gotten to the Maryland side yet. Off a bye. A lot of hype of these freshmen.
There's some very talented
all over the place.
There's some very talented young men on the team. Coach Locks, coached under Coach Saban. Rat poison. I need Alitos. I need sausage pep and rat poison. Don't eat the rat poison.
Leave the bags at the door, too.
That's correct.
3:30?
Well, 3:30.
Perfect. All the fans could go enjoy a tailgate.
You're allowed to come in from Lot Z.
Into the game?
Bring it in. Bring it in. Snake Pit. Make. No one knows this. I think people actually know the Snake Pit story now.
Yeah.
It's my boy from college, my guy Tim Lydon. It obviously isn't a snake pit. That's the joke. So we call it the Snake Pit. And then Reese Davis puts it.
Guarantee Reese says it multiple times this Saturday.
That will be glorious. RD put it in the game when the video game came back, and Reese says, as some affectionately call it, the Snake Pit. And Maryland people are like, it's not called the Snake Pit. What is he talking about? No one calls it the Snake Pit. And I'm over here going, I do.
Elkin Hall.
I do. And that's why Reese put it in the – if it's in the game, it's in the game. RD put it in the game, which I couldn't love him more for a million reasons. But the fact that he calls it the Snake Pit is fantastic. Malik Washington, the freshman quarterback, is as advertised, as I said a couple of weeks ago. Washington just went toe-to-toe largely with Ohio State. This is the best team that Maryland has played by a lot. But you got to come east. I wish the game were at noon, just so we had that internal clock deal. Like,
remember when you played Javid Best and Cal?
It was one of the all-timers.
Wow.
They came east, and
that was
what?
A good Cal team.
Yeah, it was. But they played
Pros.
They played in early September, and they played at noon, and it was like 93 with humidity that was a billion, and Maryland was ahead by 28 in the blink of an eye. And that was a return of the favor because Maryland went out to Berkeley and got their ass spanked. But that particular day, I don't know what I had in the account, but it was on the home team because that just felt like that's an all-time spot.
Yeah.
But I thought DeKalb was last week too. So sometimes you win some, you lose some. But I'm just saying, Maryland-Washington playing a conference game is something that in my life would have been a fever dream. I mean, how's that even possible? But this team's
go to the game, Maryland fans.
There you go.
Please. Undefeated. What else can you ask for?
Bet great weather. 3:30, not too early, not too late.
Times Bentley's open
all the time. No one gets to complain about the Beltway.
No, it's Saturday.
It's a Saturday at 3:30. Figure it out. Coach Locks and the squad have done their job. It's going to be a lot to beat this team, is my feeling. I think Washington's really good. And this is a chance to really measure what this young Maryland team is. Look, their over-under in Vegas was 4.5. Okay? No one expected this. No one thought that they didn't know. Locke's pretty good at identifying talent.
Mm-hmm. There's plenty of that around here.
Yes, there is. And it's hard to keep at home. But Malik Washington is a young guy that, he's going to leave because he's going to get all this NIL money. He could have gone anywhere he wanted this year for a pile of cash, and he stayed here because he wanted to. So
he got something.
Pardon me?
He got something.
It ain't for free.
Correct. Yeah.
I'm not suggesting that. But
No.
my point is there are places where you can get the bigger bag, and he chose not to do that. So he chose to stay home, as did several other players and talented players that are making an impact. And, hey, man, we'll be excited to go out there.
Opportunity. You got a chance to show out your team, your freshmen, your coaching staff, your fan base.
Thank you, Steve. I don't always want to be the one banging the drum. I don't want to be the one singing the same song, but
Honorary captain?
I don't.
Have you been an honorary captain for a football game?
No.
No?
Or I've never been. I would say no. I don't deserve that. I'm just a guy.
I just want you dressed up in a uniform. Can we get that? That would be awesome.
With some giant,
yes,
like
neck roll,
with some giant
visor,
Randy White, some Randy White shoulder pads, a big old school neck collar,
and the game pants right past your thigh like they wear now.
No, yeah, I do that, and some big old spot built cleats, eye black, and just walk out there to midfield.
That would be unbelievable. Arm sleeve.
Sure. Listen, none of this is ever happening.
Oh, God, it would be so good.
No, it wouldn't. I would never do it. But I don't wish for any of that attention or whatever. I don't deserve it. I'm just a bozo from Ellicott Hall, just a kid that grew up around here rooting for these teams, and I'm happy to do it still. Big couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Washington, Nebraska coming in here. Got a couple of opportunities.
See a Reds coming?
Yep.
A lot of corn.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of corn in the building.
Is Iowa, did we hear last night? Iowa's sweet corn or sweet corn festival something?
I don't know.
That means Nebraska's the yellow corn.
Yeah, America needs farmers. The best corn in the world is Silver Queen corn, which is you can buy on the Eastern Shore on the way down to the beach. Have you had some?
Yeah.
It's the best. It's incredible. We could be corn, but we're not.
What's that
Turtles.
dish at Bethany Blues?
Cheesy corn.
Oh.
Better known as lava. Burn the roof of your mouth right out.
Red out, black out, white out?
I don't come naked. I don't give a shit. Just come to the stadium. Pull your wrench out and come. I don't care.
I want the Maryland. Put that in the promo.
Please don't put that in the drop.
Or play it in the big screen before the game.
Wear pants. Wear pants. The rest is up to you. Don't care what color it is. Purple, probably not.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You mentioned playoff baseball before I cut you off. Sorry.
Yep.
I have no idea.
I like the Phillies. I know me saying that is offensive to you, but I think I like Phillies.
Yeah, it can't be Phillies Yankees. Anything with that.
Who do you root for if it's Phillies Yankees?
I don't. I remember when it happened. Was that 2009? I turned it off and watched Slumdog Millionaire. Love the movie.
World Series or Indian.
I was like, why am I going to watch something I absolutely despise, or I can enjoy myself and watch a movie I like? Movie.
That was an amazing film.
Unbelievable. Good music.
It's an amazing story.
Yeah.
Incredible story.
Room for Seattle.
All right. That's great.
Call Tom.
Dumper. Go to Moonshine. Moonshine Barbecue. Going crazy. Let's just give out promos to all our friends. Moonshine Barbecue.
Fat Pete's.
Sure. Go there.
Barbecue. Also competing barbecues. One in
really not competing.
Washington.
They're not near each other.
One's in D.C.
Programming note, Chad Powers, Hulu. Check it out.
Oh, yeah. It's up and running.
Glenn Powell was telling stories about wearing burnt orange to Columbus.
Yeah. He knows.
Now.
He knows.
Now he knows.
Tried to.
Yeah. I think only the minister of culture, and even he didn't come in, and he didn't go in that leather finery,
It
did he?
was 100 degrees. He'd drop.
No,
I can't have my man drop
McConaughey?
on.
No, he wouldn't. He would just ooze more of that McConaughey.
He did weigh 80 pounds for that, what was it, Dallas Buyers Club?
He won for that, right? Yeah, he won the Oscar for that. Anyway, we went from McConaughey, other Texas guy. Bad Powers.
Touchdown passes thrown
Hulu.
combined between Arch and Lagway Saturday.
Ooh. I'm under whatever the posted total is. I'm going to have Florida again. And even I'm going to have to make it clear to the fam, though. Like, this is a you're dead to me game.
I think Auburn's on a bye, but they got there.
Auburn covered, so they're fine. But I've given Florida 2 consecutive games. If they don't get there, they will be on the you're dead to me list. Not on the Rutgers list. Where I sing.
Dig that up.
Where I sing, I will never, ever, ever pick Rutgers and winners. And then I did it, and they didn't cover. And so whose fault is that? Mine. You go back to the abusive relationship, you get another turd sandwich, and whose fault is it? Yours. And by yours, I mean mine.
Speaking of going back.
Yeah. Here we go.
Galb.
What were they
Plus
playing?
5.5 against Miami O.
See,
adopt them.
See, Miami O should have got there for me against UNLV. Where is that? Is that in Oxford or DeKalb?
DeKalb.
Oh, buddy. You don't just waltz into Husky Stadium. They scored 3. There will be no Northern Illinois. There's no chance.
They were saving it for MAC play.
I'm not giving
Put them on the board.
No, thank you. You put them on your board. Bucko.
Got some Miami O people on the show.
Whatever. So we'll talk Saturday night from Tuscaloosa, or is this?
Yeah, I'll be in I got to figure out. I'll be in transit. This time?
This is one of the managers from our. No, it's the manager of an 0-4 team in our fantasy league. I'm sure he's despondent.
Is there only one 0-4?
Yeah.
Oh, you should have answered it.
I mean, I don't want to put him on blast for America or the world. Is there anyone in the world that's listening to this that's not like in our friend group?
Yeah. I've heard plenty of people say state of the end. That's where they mix it up.
Well, I like that.
Like, what are we getting in the ring?
No, like last time you got Foo Fighters.
Oh, God.
I love thanks to Jack for that little thing they sent out. Because you hear Walken say it.
Kroll doing it does very well, too.
No, Grohl's better than mine.
Kroll?
Dave Grohl.
Grohl.
Come
Why
on.
do I say Kroll?
Grohl, local guy.
Nirvana.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And also Foo Fighters. The way he does it, though, he's really got the walking. Really got it. Yeah, that's a good call. State of the end. It gets loose in the end.
Yeah.
You give out shoes. Thanks to this week from thanks to Brian Poling. Thank you for the John Carroll gear. Proud alumni. Very kind of you. And all right. I don't know how much loose
off day. We got day ball all day.
This is the rare day that when my son comes home from school and he'll say, "Dad, are there any sports on?" And I'll go, "Yes." And then there'll be a pause and he'll go, "Wait, what?" And then I'll say, "Baseball, playoff baseball."
No, watch baseball.
They will, and then they'll not be interested.
Stay on them. Watch playoff baseball. Please, people.
I agree with that. It's exceptional. The tension is really unlike anything. Playoff overtime hockey, worse.
Deflections.
That's fair. The ending is...
They start playing in like a week.
That's true. Bucci's every day is counting it down. It's 8 days. 8 days.
Get out of here.
I swear to God.
Dr. Red.
Here we go. This Stanley Cup endings, it's like a bad turnover or deflection and something stupid happens and you lose. But the tension is still way worse because at any moment that could happen. Whereas with baseball, I mean, unless it's just tie game and you're the away team, you have to sweat every bottom of every inning because one swing of the bat and it could be over.
What a day in Cleveland.
It looks good in Cleveland.
Beautiful.
We get a day like that in College Park for the pit. Snake pit, baby.
What do you play on third downs?
I think it's that gong, like that bong. I don't like that.
No.
I wish they'd stop.
Adopt the rent?
I'm not playing Welcome to the Jungle 3,000 times.
Penn State goes with the Ozzy Osbourne.
What, Crazy Train?
Oh. Slower one.
That's Crazy Train.
Crazy Train?
Down, 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 down. That?
Yeah, it didn't work too well.
Lanning was Crazy Train afterwards. That dude is intense. Intense.
I just want to see him use the markers he has on his collar once.
I think
It's a habit, superstition.
It's a Boy Scout mantra. Better
really uncomfortable.
Better to have and not need than need and not have. That's why I've always got matches. In case you need fire. It's not true. People even, do matches even exist now? Like the ones in a book that you go, pfft. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think it's like payphones. I don't think matches exist.
No, they don't give those out at restaurants either, walking out.
Used
Used to be right. Think about that. Used to be mints and matches.
Mints and matches. True.
Go smoke your butt and have a mint.
Yeah. Let me drag on this Camel and then suck on this peppermint mint that's been here since Nixon got impeached.
You still smell like an ashtray.
No, I'm good. I got this mint.
Andy's Candies?
Delicious.
Oh.
Did you used to light shit on fire? Were you a pyro?
No, my friends were.
I was.
Got in trouble.
I was a pyro.
They freaking burned my electric football guys. Spent all that time putting the numbers on.
Wait, they burned them?
Yeah.
Well, see, those are they in jail now? See? That's a sign of...
They might have. Couple might have.
I didn't mutilate toys. I just used to light the matchbooks on fire because when you'd light the one, it would go, and then there'd be a big fire, and then inevitably you'd burn your thumb, and then you'd throw the matches, and then something else might catch on fire, which might have happened a couple of times. Then later in life, my house caught on fire, and I do way less of that now. Not super into lighting shit on fire.
Leave the matches at the restaurants.
Vincent matches. Step outside for a butt. Actually, you didn't have to step outside for a butt.
Just smoking right in your face.
Exactly.
That's like a waitress. What are you having?
Hey, what do you want? Try the cod. Is it fresh? No. Some old gal coming up with a butt hanging out of her mouth. What can I get you? Why am I doing this? What does any of this have to do with anything?
Dessert chocolate cake. What kind of chocolate? Chocolate cake. It comes out, it's frozen harder than ice cream.
How is the icing on this cake?
You break your
the
fork.
Consistency of concrete. What are we doing? What? But I knew exactly what you're talking about. What is this cold cake?
It's frozen for years.
But you'd eat it.
Yeah.
Like a bite of it. And then you'd realize what a terrible idea it was.
Oh, man.
At least we weren't smoking. Yeah. Oh, my God. That made me laugh. All right. I have to go pick up my kid from school. There we go. We're going to get him home.
Watch some day ball.
Turn on some day ball. Enjoy the week. We'll see you. I think we're on Wednesday.
Wednesday night.
There we go.
And Dodgers, Reds.
Could be a late one.
Let's throw some strikes.
Exactly. Let's work the zone.
There. That's Yamamoto, I think.
We're just looking for a quick result.
Pop the mitt.
Pop the mitt is right. All right. Watch Chad Powers. Watch SportsCenter. Watch Game Day. Watch Countdown. These are the things.
Jacksonville.
Listen to the pod. We're coming in hot, Jacksonville. Duval!
Don't put your name in my mouth.